Good day, everyone. Welcome once again to my YouTube channel. So I'm so glad to have you guys back here today. And as usual, if you are here for the first time, subscribe to my YouTube channel, be cool, please. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always being there and watching our videos. So today, studying abroad is the desire of many people. Many people want to study abroad, and there are some that want to come to Russia to study because Russia is a big country and a superpower in the world, one of the superpowers in the world, and it's also a developed country. So as someone coming from Africa or from let's say some other countries, or let's say you got a scholarship to study in Russia because of the Russian government scholarship, and you want to come to Russia to study. So before you come here to study, what are the things you need to know? There are things you need to know before you come to Russia to study. So these things that you need to know are what I want to give to you guys today in this video. I want to tell you what you need to know before you come to Russia as an international student to study. These are factors that you need to consider. So without wasting much time, let's get into this, guys. So for my list here, the first thing you have to consider is cost of living. Why coming to this place? Russia is not Nigeria. Russia is not some other countries in Africa. So if you're coming to Russia to study, just know that in Russia the cost of living differs. Like there's a disparity in the cost of living in Russia among different cities, like different states in Russia. So there are big states, like states that are very big, and as a big state or big city, the cost of living will definitely be different from cities that are less big and stuff like that. For example, if you are in Moscow, St. Petersburg, Kazan, Novosibirsk, in all these big cities, living there is usually high. Yeah, the cost of living in Moscow is the capital city of Russia, is very high. Transportation is high, feeding is high, accommodation is high, even tuition is high. Like cost of living in Russia, even transportation is high. So in Moscow, Petersburg, Kazan, like cost of living there is high. So compared to lesser cities like Voronezh, Belgorod, Kursk, Rostov, and some other small cities, that things are cheaper. So while coming to study in Russia, if you are on self-sponsorship, like self-funded, take note of cost of living of these cities. And even if you are coming on scholarship, if you are choosing your school or city, take note of this. Expensive cities are Moscow, Petersburg, Kazan, probably Volgograd, while less expensive cities are Voronezh, Belgorod, Kursk, Rostov, and let's say some other cities, just to mention but a few. So the next thing to consider is accommodation. If you have not seen my video on on apartments in Russia, just check the card up there and watch the video on apartments in Russia, what you should expect if you want to stay in an apartment in Russia. Otherwise, if you want to stay in school hostel, you have to consider there are hostels that are not good. Don't worry, I'm going to make a video next time on hostels in Russia. There are hostels in Russia that are not good. Where, in fact, in Nigerian universities, there are some hostels in Nigerian universities that are better, far better than some hostels in Russia. Here in Russia, there are hostels where you share bedroom. Like everybody in the hostel share the same bedroom. Everybody in the hostel share the same toilet. There are some hostels where you have to, even though you are on the 9th floor, you have to come down from the 9th floor to the first floor to use bathroom, just to take your bath. There are some hostels that the kitchen closes, and then like general kitchen too. Kitchen closes by 11 p.m. Toilet closes by 11 p.m. Like the hostel closes by 11 p.m. So by 11 p.m. you should be on your bed. So if you are considering accommodation, just know that if you are staying in the hostel, their hostels are not good, so you have to consider the hostel of the university. And if you want to stay in apartment, just know that the price for apartment differs from city to city. There are cities where apartment is very cheap, and there are those that apartment is costly. And even in the same city, there are some apartments that are costly, and there are those that are expensive location actually. So this all depends on location. So you have to consider accommodation, very very important, and look at the money you have if you can afford them. The next thing you should consider is temperature and weather. Russia is a very very cold country, a very cold country. So if you have cold issue, if you have issue with cold, please be mindful when you come to Russia. Like, the temperature is mad. So like the cities in Russia that are very very cold are Banal, Novosibirsk, Siberia, all those Siberia region. Moscow too is cold. Moscow is cold. Yekaterinburg is cold. Even Volgograd is cold also. So these cities are very cold. Even Kazan too is cold. You get Novosibirsk, Yekaterinburg, Siberia, Banal, Moscow, Kazan. Like, these cities are cold. Like, they are very cold cities. But like, it's not in order of cold, like the coldness. I'm not like giving you general cities that are very cold. So you need to consider like coldness, like temperature, because Russia is a cold place. Like, these cities are cold. They are usually cold. So you can also consider other cities that are less cold, like Voronezh used to be cold, but not much. Belgorod, Rostov, and other cities. So just make your research on temperature, so that you don't go to cities where cold will finish you. I've seen people that have died of cold. So take note of temperature, very very important. The next thing is language. Russian speak the Russian language. Okay, they speak the Russian language. Their language is different. Like, most Russians don't speak English. Like, out of 10 Russians, just maybe 1 or 2 persons speak English. So the Russians don't speak. They speak the Russian language. You understand? And their letters are different. They use the Cyrillic letter. So if you are coming to Russia, you have to take note of this. Like, Russian language is different. And just that within your first few days or few months in Russia, you find it difficult adapting to the language. Another thing, the language is difficult, like very difficult. It's a difficult language. So you have to except you have someone that speaks the Russian language and understand English, that is how you can cope. But then all you have to do is you have to use gestures, and there are translators that can help you. You can download Google Translate, you can download Yandex Translate. So these translators can help you. You can communicate, you type what you want to say in English and translate to the Russian language. So the translators can help you, or if you know someone that speaks English and speaks Russian, the person can also help you. Otherwise, the Russian language is difficult, very difficult. And so just take note of that language. The next thing is food. See, Russian food are very delicious. When I first came to Russia, I'm someone that I'm very choosy when it comes to stuff that go into my body. Food, I'm very choosy if it comes to food. So when I first came to Russia, I was selecting food. Like, I never liked Russian food for any reason. Like, I hated them. I couldn't bring myself to eat Russian food. So I came with enough provision from Nigeria. So when my provision finished, I had to go back to. It's either I take Russian food or. But then I'm someone that cooks. I like cooking. I know how to cook. So, and there's rice here. There's bag. There is vegetables. You can get egusi or mono from African stores. You can get red oil. You can get beans. You can get, so with all this here, I kept on eating my Nigerian food. Actually, I wasn't eating Russian food, but I just thank God for one camp I went for. Like, my church usually organized one camp. I go to a Russian church. They organized one camp, so it was at that camp that particular year that I started eating Russian food. So I tried the first day. I didn't like it. So the next day I tried it again. It was wow, like I fell in love with Russian food. I became so obsessed with their food. So Russian food are so delicious. Okay, so just be open-minded with food, like be open-minded to eat new things, you get. So, or otherwise you can come with enough food from Nigeria. Or if you're not someone that cooks, you can spend the money on, there's KFC, there's Burger Cake, there's McDonald's, and there are some eateries where you can get snacks and stuff like that. So you could like go for that if you're not someone that cooks. I don't eat the Russian food, so you could live on that actually. And there's cornflakes, there's all these cereals. So food, you have to consider food, very important. Then another thing you should consider is universities and courses. So if you are coming to study, you need to consider university. If you've not seen a video on top 20 universities in Russia, check the card up there and watch the video on the top 20 universities in Russia. But this does, like, each university have the courses that they are very good at. So make your research. This course I'm going to study, this university, did they study it very well? Do they do well on this course? So make your research before you go and choose the university. That you not regret it, because I know people who are regretting choosing the school that they are now because of, let's say, hostel and the course. So please make your research very well before you choose your university. And also consider the city where the university is located. Then the next one is number of blacks or countrymen. So if you are going to a city, just consider the number of black people there and number of people from your country that are there, so that at least you won't be alone. You get it. It's not good to be in Russia alone, or to be in your school alone. It's not good at all, except you are someone like living a very, very private life. So it's actually not good to live where there are no blacks, or where there are no people that understand English, where there are no people from your country. It won't really be cool. So also put that into consideration. It's very important. Then the last one is fun. There are some of you that like fun, like you just want to enjoy yourself, you want to live a life, you love fun so much. So if you're someone that love fun, there are cities you need to be in. For example, cities like Moscow, if you love fun, be in Moscow. There are a lot of fun in Moscow, okay? Be in Petersburg, there are fun in Petersburg, be in Kazan. So just if you are someone that like fun a lot, like you like going for parties, you like going for picnics, you just like enjoyment. So Moscow, Petersburg, Kazan, Novosibirsk, Sochi, don't forget Sochi. Sochi is the center of fun, okay? So these are places you can stay in if you are someone that love fun, but also that the cost of living there is high also. So basically, these are the things you should consider if you're coming to Russia to study as a student. If you're coming to Russia to study, these are the factors you need to consider. These are things you need to know, so you make a well-informed decision. So with this, I've come to the end of this video. If you have any question, you can write them down at the comment section and it will be answered. So take care of yourself and make your plans very well. Bye for now.